The Las Vegas Raiders, 3-7, traveling to Seattle to take on the 6-4 Seahawks. Seahawks favored in this one, 3.5 points with an over/under of 47.5. Here, the Seahawks might be letting that NFC West lead slowly slip away from their grasp, from their clutches. But they're right there, still in the playoff spot at 6-4, still holding on. Aaron, where are we at with the Seahawks now? We talked a lot about how they might be losing their grasp on that playoff spot. They've obviously lost it on the NFC West because of how good the Niners are becoming. But where are we at now with the Seattle Seahawks? Are we still, they're a playoff team? They're good. They're where they should be.
Well, they're a good football team, and I think they're ahead of where they should be. We are very quick to want to talk about this year with the Seahawks, and I get it because they're playing well, but this isn't about this year. This is about building this team up for the future. I don't think anybody views them as a threat to win a Super Bowl, right, or to even get to a Super Bowl. So right now, all the wins they get, everything that they're doing is just extra. I think they're in a good spot, but I also think that we're probably going to start fading them more. I'm going to start realizing what kind of team they are down the stretch. They're young. And I think this is a perfect example. This game is going to be a perfect example of that. Maybe spoiler alert, but I'm going to take the Raiders in this one. And there's a couple of reasons why. Maybe when you ask me about the Raiders, we can get into it. But Seattle's in a good spot. I don't think the fans need to be worried about anything. Pete Carroll's doing a great job. Geno Smith's playing well. But I do think they'll get a little bit exposed. The youth will get exposed down the stretch when games start to matter more. And you have to play differently in November and December than you do in September and October. And that's just a fact. And that comes with experience. And there's a reason why the Kansas City Chiefs have won 25, 26 in a row in those months, because they have that experience. They know what it's like to win in that time of year. And Seattle does not have that yet. So I think that comes into play down the stretch for them. And going forward through the remainder of their schedule.
Yeah, they obviously came out. They're coming off of a bye. Before the bye, though, they had a 21-16 loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Germany, snapping their 4-game winning streak. A tough day for them in that loss, but I do agree with you. I think we're starting to fade. We'll start fading the Seahawks, but I think they will still be right there. A win here will surpass their preseason win total. Their odds on preseason win total, expected win total on the season, they would surpass that if they can win here on Sunday against the Raiders. But you think it goes the other way. You think the Raiders win this game because of what?
Veterans. And I get it that this team has not played well, but I do think down the stretch of a season, there's something to be said about veterans. And I'm going to use last week as a perfect example. They go play the Denver Broncos, and Davante Adams absolutely cooks the best corner in football in Patrick Surtain. I said the best corner in football right now. He had been playing that way. It's him, Sauce, Trayvon Diggs. Those guys have been the best corners in football. And Davante Adams cooked them. And guess what? They're going to come in and they're going to be playing a young secondary in Tariq Woolen, who's played great, physical, fast. But Davante Adams is going to cook him. He's going to cook him. He's going to cook him again, and to expect another big day from Davante Adams. But not just that. You get Chandler Jones. You got Max Crosby. You got guys, Josh Jacobs, a veteran, Derek Carr, veteran. Like, they've been in the playoffs before. They've seen moments. They know what it's crunch time. And I think those plays make more plays than the young Seattle Seahawks. When you rely on youth, Ken Walker, it's crazy as it sounds, even DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf hasn't played in really big games. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't have that big game experience. Tyler Lockett has played in some bigger games, but DK has not. A lot of this team has not played in big games. And not that this is a big game for the Raiders. It is a big game for the Seahawks to keep that pace with the Niners and keep pace in the playoffs. The pressure is going to start to tighten up. Teams are going to want to be the reason you're out of the playoffs. The Seahawks have a pretty decent schedule other than a 3-game stretch towards the very end. They have these next 3 games. Winnable games, I think, are huge for the Seattle Seahawks. They have to go 2-1, in my opinion, to have a chance at the playoffs. If they go 1-2, they're going to struggle because they got the Niners, the Chiefs, and the Jets back-to-back weeks before finishing off with the Rams. And I think they're going to be must-win games. So I think this Seattle Seahawks team really is going to have to show up. I don't know that they get it done here. I think this is the one game that they lose. and then they'll be able to bounce back against Carolina and the Rams the next 2 weeks. So I really like the veterans the Raiders have here coming off a win. They got to feel good about themselves. Devontae Adams is going to show out and give me the Raiders in this one. I think it's a high-scoring game. I think it's 30-27. Las Vegas finds a way to win.
I'll go the opposite end. Give me the Seahawks coming off of the bye. Give me the Seahawks here, 27-23 Seahawks. That's
why am I still soloed?
Are you so? My StreamYard's broken. I can't. My StreamYard is broken. I can't click on anything. I've been trying to see what's working and what's not, but I can't click on anything.
So I was like, you're talking, and I was soloed, and I'm like,
yeah. So if you could switch us back to double and then hit the last double. And final game preview. And
okay, all right. Let's get to this last game preview. I'll tell you when it's up. Hold on. Which one is it?